As of late, it feels like Kevin Durant has really started to embrace his role as the NBA's natural supervillain. But to be a supervillain, you have to be exactly that. You have to be super. You have to be extraordinary. And for better or for worse, you have to be somebody that everybody is watching. When LeBron James left Cleveland, he went from universally loved to a couple of question marks surrounding him. People questioned his loyalty, they questioned his legacy, they questioned his drive, and ultimately they questioned him as a person. Little did they know though, LeBron's Miami days would be a major step in the right direction for LeBron becoming the best player of all time. And to a much lesser extent, I feel like you can say the same about Kevin Durant's Golden State days. But of course, I don't feel like Kevin Durant is a villain at all for any of his actions. I actually think Kevin Durant has been one of the more misunderstood players in the NBA. This video, we're going to be talking about Kevin Durant's honest but somewhat hard take on the Knicks. Before we get into that though, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss another GETLIKECOOP video, and that's facts. Also guys, be sure to follow my IG handle GETLIKECOOP. The link will be in the description. You won't want to miss a post. The past few decades have been incredibly tough for Knicks fans. They've been bad way more than they've been good. At one point, I actually had to ask myself, are the Knicks even trying? You have this city, not just any city, you have one of the biggest cities in the United States. We're talking about a market here, not just any market, the biggest market in the United States. And you could say that it's pretty comfortably there. You would think that if somebody were to become a star in New York, they would be bigger than life. They would be bigger than basketball. But was that really the case with Kristaps Porzingis? I don't really know. And while Carmelo Anthony to the Knicks had such a huge cultural impact, I feel like it could have been even better. I feel like it could have been even greater for both sides involved. Carmelo could have been bigger than life in New York, but they really just did not have the team around him that he needed to be successful. What's even more hilarious is that you can argue that the Knicks traded that team that Melo needed away to get Carmelo, who was going to sign there anyway. But before I go on a tangent about the Knicks front office incompetence, it's almost as if to get free agents, you still need to have a good culture in place. You still need to have a team that's trying to play winning basketball. And if your team is winning, everything is that much easier. You can look at the Spurs with Pop. You can check out what Golden State was doing before they actually started to win. Golden State was a team that was also bad, way more than it was good. But if you talk to players who have played for the recent Golden State teams and ask them why they wanted to play for Golden State, they'll tell you they wanted to win. If they didn't want to win, they liked the style of basketball that was being played. If they didn't like the style of basketball that was being played for whatever weird reason, they loved the culture of the team. Culture is so important. Occasionally, yes, you can luck into free agents, but you make your life that much easier if you don't skip any steps into trying to build a winner. I mean, everybody needs a backup plan, right? You can argue that Steve Kerr is one of the faces of starting to construct the Golden State culture. I know Mark Jackson was also important, but let's focus on Steve Kerr. Big time culture guy, right? Also a good coach. He's got a lot going for him. But apparently James Dolan sabotaged Phil Jackson hiring Steve Kerr. Of course, in the grand scheme of things, that's just one mistake. Let's just say New York has made quite a few. Many media outlets this offseason pointed to Kevin Durant joining the New York Knicks and teaming up with another star such as Kyrie Irving. It seemed believable because it was about time New York got a star, and I mean, this is New York. It's the mega market. Even the owner himself said he sees big things happening this free agency. Kevin Durant said for a second he thought about playing for the Knicks, but that's about where things ended. He was quoted saying, "I think a lot of fans look at the Knicks as a brand and expect these younger players who in their lifetime don't remember the Knicks being good." Durant said, "I've seen the Knicks in the finals, but kids coming up after me didn't see that. The whole brand of the Knicks to them is not as cool as, let's say, the Golden State Warriors or even the Lakers or even the Nets now. The cool thing right now is not the New York Knicks." I feel like the move to Brooklyn was good for the Nets, but the Nets had ended up getting finessed so bad in the Celtics trade that I thought they might never be good. Of course, not speaking literally, but the Nets have been building amazing since then, and they have a fantastic arena, if not one of the best in the league. Naturally, Durant's comments intensified the Knicks-Nets rivalry. While I won't read them out to you, I'll put the comments on the screen and I'll let you guys make out what you will of the tweets that you guys see. I hope this NBA season we see a ton of intense rivalries. I feel like rivalries and marquee matchups are really what drives the NBA. Everybody loves a good matchup between two star players with something to prove against each other. Touching back to the Knicks, of course, I wouldn't get it confused though. I think the Knicks do have a very promising squad with key players at multiple positions. I really do like Mitchell Robinson, I like RJ Barrett, and I do love Julius Randle. People are sleeping on the improvements he's made on his game this past season. I think he's definitely going to be a guy that surprises a lot of people. Touching back to Kevin Durant, he says he's always felt the love playing in the Barclays Center and wonder what it would be like to be on the home team and do it alongside Kyrie Irving, his best friend in the league. He says we know basketball pretty well, and it's easy to see what these guys brought to the table. It's not like I had to do any deep analysis of any player here. Just watching and playing against them and seeing the continuity throughout the last couple of years, it was pretty easy to figure out what kind of team and what kind of organization this place is. So Knicks fans, don't be too mad. The future does look bright for the moment being. Be sure to click the video on the screen right now, guys. It's me breaking down Lonzo Ball's last game with the New Orleans Pelicans. I'm a Pelicans fan. You definitely want to hear it. I'm GETLIKECOOP. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Subscribe, and I'm out.